So in your words, what does it mean?
I don't know.
All right, so this is going to be the study guide for the test that's going to be on statistics that we don't have a study guide for. Mean is also called the average. Write it down. Make sure you have central tendency on the top. Is the average, which is basically the sum of all numbers divided by n. And what does n stand for? What does n stand for? Number of data. So how many numbers there are? That's the average. That's the mean. Do you understand? You just add everything together, divided by however many number there are. If there's 18 people that took a test, you divide it by 18. You take all their scores, you add it together, divide it by 18. Do you understand? How do you find the median?
The middle.
What if it's an even number?
You find the two common numbers.
Not two common number.
You find the two middle numbers and divide it by 2.
So you add and then you divide it by 2. What if you have n is equal to an odd number of numbers?
You find no number.
Good. Okay, what's the mode?
Mode is most.
Yeah, mode is most. It's whatever one that occurs the most, right? What if, for example, every number occurs once? Then what is your... What if every number only occurs once? Then what's your mode?
That one number.
Like, what if your number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? What's the mode?
I don't know what that even means.
Every number occurs once. Like, for example, if your mode is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, what's the mode there? Does any of them repeat?
No.
Okay, so what's your mode?
7?
Really? Are there more than 1 7?
No.
So then why is it 7?
Because like the highest.
So mode is the number that occurs the most frequently.
Okay, well, there is no number that occurs.
Is it 0?
Yeah.
No, 0 implies that there's like 5 zeros there. Are there 5 zeros? Move your foot.
Then there's no number.
Okay, then it's none. That's a trick question. Do you understand why that's a trick question? What's the range? How do you find the range? Do you know or not know?
No, I don't know.
We've been talking about this all this week, and you want to go to San Francisco, and I'm like, I thought you're gonna go ahead and do this over the car. And your excuse with me is, I can't because it's gonna get me sick. You should have been doing this at nighttime instead of looking at your cell phone. So here we are again, the night before your test, and now we're in this position. Do you feel proud of yourself? Do you? Copy it down. If you can't keep up with the rest of the class, I'm not taking you to San Francisco. I'm not taking you on vacation. Forget it. This is the last time you will ever do that to me again. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Did Noah say when the party is gonna be?
He said June something.
He said it's this Saturday, but did he say what time?
No. I can't even see it.
You can't see this?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Hurry up, let me know when you're done. A lot of things to go over. Box and Western cloth, there are 5 pieces of information that you need. Do you remember what they are?
I need the middle, the lower quartile, the upper quartile. The median, quartile 1, quartile 2, the minimum and max. Lower quartile, upper quartile.
What is the lower quartile and what is? What did you say? What did you say right from your notes? Read it again.
Median, lower quartile, upper quartile, minimum and max.
Yeah. So a lot of times they will call it Q1 for lower quartile, medium for Q2, upper quartile will be Q3. Do you see that? Smallest number will be the minimum, right? And the biggest number, which is
Max.
maximum. Those are the 5 points. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so then which 3 makes the box?
Median, lower quartile and upper quartile.
This part right here makes the box.
Okay.
So I want you to draw this. So here's our box. This part right here is the median or Q2. This part right here is lower quartile Q1. And this part right here is upper quartile Q3. Do you see that? That's the box, right?
Yeah.
Those 3 things make the box. Now your whisker is gonna be from the smallest number and the biggest number. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that together makes it. Now, which one are the outliers?
The outlier,
Smallest number and the biggest number. Those are the outliers. They're called outliers because most of the data are gonna be in the middle, right? So your smallest number is all the way to the left and your biggest number is all the way to the right. So those are the outliers. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. I don't know, do we need to do this?
I already had dot plot on.
What is a dot plot?
Shows frequency of an event.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's great that you have the dot plot there, but do you know what it means, what it does? Because you can't use your notes on the test tomorrow.
Like use some range for this.
No, you don't.
Just like a draft, like.
No, you don't. What is IQR?
Their quartile range.
How do you find that?
I have like no clue.
Because that was something that we went over. And quite frankly, if you did over the homework and you went over the homework on the videos like I asked you to, then you would know, right? Upper quartile minus lower quartile. No, I need you to copy this down now. This is some real BS right here. You wait till the last freaking minute. I should not have taken a San Francisco. You don't know what the hell you're doing of a test tomorrow. Why are you erasing? Stop erasing, stop, cross it over. Erasing requires a lot of time and effort. Do not erase anything until you have the new answer written down. That's a testing strategy. Don't erase anything. Write it down. If you need to, cross it out. That's a lot faster.
I can't cross a big font.
Yes, you can. It's just 2 X's like that. See? Done.
That takes up too much space.
So what? Does taking up space will give you a better and higher grade on your test? You have this idea that everything needs to be in a perfect little box, and you have to have this idea that has to be perfect. We don't argue with me because I'm gonna go to bed and you're gonna suffer on this on your own.
Okay.
What does MAD stand for?
What?
What does MAD stand for? Copy that down.
Okay.
This is not just you reading it. You literally have to freaking understand what it means. Take your homework. Where's your homework from yesterday or today? Should have that stuff ready to go. So take a look. This is a salary, right? Which one's the highest salary?
100,000.
Which one's the lowest?
20,000.
Okay. You first need to find the mean of the salary. What is the mean of the salary? How do you find the mean of the salary?
And the average.
Okay, that's right. How do you find the average? There are 15 salaries. If I asked you to find the mean, what would you do?
I divide 100,000 by 15.
100,000. Why 100,000? How do you find the mean of something? Go look at your notes again. What does it say?
Average, sum of numbers, number of data.
Yeah. How many datas are there? How many salaries are there?
15.
So what you would do, you would add all of these together. Do you see these numbers right here?
Yeah.
You add them all together, that will give you the sum. So let me show you that. Sum. You just add everything together, right?
Yeah.
What's the sum here?
$680,000.
$680,000. That's not the average. That's way too big for the average. If the biggest number is 100,000 and the smallest number is 20,000, your average has to be somewhere in between there. So then what do? That's your sum. So when you go ahead and take this number and you divide it by 15, why 15? Why not 12?
Because 12 has like nothing to do with that.
What is 15 then? What does 15 have to do with this?
It's the amount of it's the amount of salaries.
Okay. What is your average?
45,000.
45,300, right? About. So then for you to find the absolute value deviation or the mean absolute value deviation, you take 100 minus this minus this minus this, except it's all positive because you did the absolute value. It's how many numbers is in between these two. Do you see that?
Yeah.
When you get to this part right here, you're gonna add everything together to find the sum, right? Which is this, and then you divide it by 15. That is your mean absolute value deviation. Do you see that? That's how it works. Let's do a frequency plot for this. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So here are your salaries. If I'm doing a dot plot for this, what would I have to do? Start off with what?
The number line.
There's a number line, so what do I start off with? How do I label the number line?
The lowest salary to the highest.
Okay. My lowest one is gonna be 20,000. So then should I go just count by 30, 40, 50, then what? Or should I go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10? Should I go for 0, 5, 10, 15, 20? How do you want to separate them? How do you want to create the intervals?
2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
Fine. 2, 40,000, 60,000, 80,000, 100,000. There's nothing over 100,000, right? Now, when you're doing this, you got to put a little X on top of it. How many do we have for 100,000 or 20,000?
2.
Right? How many do we have 30,000? So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many for 40,000?
I have 4.
How many?
2,
How many 50,000?
3,
How many 80,000?
2,
How many 100,000?
1.
So when you look at this dot right here, which one is the mode?
It's 30,000.
Okay, which one is going to give you which one's your outlier?
100K,
And
20K.
yeah, those are your outlier. All right. Do you want to do a box and whistle plot of this? Let's do a box and whistle plot of this. You ready?
Yeah.
When you do a box and whistle plot of this, first thing that you have to do is what?
Label.
When you look for no, you can't label the box without the 5 pieces. How do you label the box if you don't have the 5 pieces? What are the 5 pieces?
The median, lower quartile, upper quartile, minimum, and max.
Okay, how do you find the median?
I have to find the middle number.
So when you find the middle number, what is the first thing that you do?
I graph them.
No. First thing you do, order them from smallest to biggest. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if it's not in order, how are you going to find the middle number if it's not in order? Right?
Yeah.
Is this order from the smallest to biggest?
Yes.
Okay, what's your middle number here? There are 17 or 15 salaries. So what's 15 divided by 2? It's around 7.5, right?
Yeah.
Is this even or odd?
Odd.
So is there one number or 2 numbers in the middle? There's only one number, right? And that one number is going to be 7 from the left side, 7 from the right side. So what you're going to do is cross out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the bottom, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on top. What's the number that you have left here in the middle?
40,000.
That is your 40,000. Okay. What's your lower quartile?
50,000.
How do you find the lower quartile? What is the definition of it?
Well, it's like the lower section.
Do I include the 40,000?
No.
No, because there's only one, so you do not include it. You just ignore it, pretend like it's not there. You do not include it when there's one. If there's two, you just separate the two and just put in a line in the middle. So here, what is the middle number of the lower quartile? This is the lower quartile. What is that going to be?
30,000.
And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 7 divided by 2 is 3. So you need to do 1, 2, 3 on top, 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. And do you see the middle number right there? So lower quartile is 3, 30,000. Okay, now let's find the upper quartile. How would you find the upper quartile?
What you did.
So what is it?
There are like 7 on each section, so we 50,000.
3 on top, 3 on the bottom,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So what's the number in the middle right here?
50,000.
So 50,000. What's your biggest number?
My biggest number is 50.
Your biggest number is 50,000.
Oh, 100,000.
What's your smallest number?
20,000.
Okay, I want you to go ahead and draw this with me. So you do the box and whisker right now. Here we go. Label it, draw the box and whisker.
You want me to like do
I don't care how you do it. Just pretend like this is your test. How would you do it?
counting by twos?
I don't care. Your choice. You do one, I'll do mine over here. So you do yours. So between 20 to 100, there's not exactly like a ton of data. So if you did do 30, it's fine. 40K, 50K, 60K, 70K, 80K, 90K, 100K. Do you see how there's not that much like space in between?
Yeah.
So it's okay. But if you have something like, let's say $20,000 versus $250,000, you can't exactly go all of that by itself. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the 3 numbers that'll make your box?
Okay, so 3 numbers that will make my box is 30, 40, and 50.
Lower quartile's 30. Then 40, 50. There's your box. Do you see it?
Yep.
Okay. Then what's your lowest number? What's your highest number?
100.
Do you see how this really is an outlier, the 100,000? Because majority of your data is on the slide right here between the 30, 40, and 50. That's the average. So having this number all the way over here is quite far. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Central tendency. Let's find the mean, median, mode, and range of the salaries. You ready? Okay, so in your notebook, that's freaking red. This thing's a piece of garbage computer. Find the median mode of the salaries. Here's a salary.
You want me to write it down in my notebook?
I want you to solve it yourself so you're able to do it on your own.
Okay.
So your me is when you add everything together. You got what now?
$45,333.
No. The sum. What was the sum?
680.
Divided by,
15.
which is?
$45,333.
That is your mean, right?
Yeah.
What was your median? We found median the last one. How did you find it?
40,000.
How did we do that?
Because there's 15 numbers, so I
Okay.
just found them all.
Which one's the mode?
The mode is the 30,000
Why?
because it's the number that mostly occurs in the
Good. What's the range?
diagram.
What's your range?
My range is 70,000.
How do you get 70,000?
It's because I subtracted the largest value, 100,000 by the smallest value, 20,000, which gives me 70,000.
100 minus 20 is 70.
Yeah,
Try again.
80.
Okay. Interquartile range is affiliated with this right here, with the box and whistler plot. Do you understand? What is your interquartile range? Look at the notes. What does your note say for interquartile range?
Upper quartile minus lower quartile.
Okay, so what would that be?
80,000.
80,000? I don't see 80,000 there at all. What's your upper quartile?
Oh, 50K and 30K,
Which is what?
20K.
Now do you understand how to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna upload this video. You go take a shower. We're done here.